Crypto empowering humanity, beyond traditional finance, restoring dignity and agency to those left behind by traditional financial systems. Good morning. When most people hear the word crypto, they think of price charts, market speculation, and complex technology. But today, I want to talk about something else entirely. I want to talk about the human side of crypto. We're going to move beyond the headlines and focus on its real-world impact. Because at its core, this technology represents a fundamental shift in power, from large centralized institutions to the individual. It's about what happens when you can access the global financial system with just a smartphone, no matter who you are or where you live. It's about practical solutions that are already changing lives by addressing financial exclusion, revolutionizing cross-border payments, and giving people a way to preserve their wealth and their dignity. To understand why this matters, we first have to grasp the scale of the problem. According to the World Bank, there are 1.4 billion adults worldwide who are unbanked. That's nearly 1 in 5 adults on the planet without access to even a basic bank account. Why is this? The traditional financial system is full of barriers. Geographic barriers. Many people live miles from the nearest bank branch. Documentation. They may lack the formal government IDs or proof of address required to open an account. High costs. They can't afford the high minimum balances or the monthly fees. Expensive transactions. The cost to simply send or receive money can be prohibitively high. These aren't just inconveniences. They are walls that lock people out of the global economy and deny them the chance to build a better future. This is where crypto provides a powerful alternative. It systematically dismantles the barriers we just discussed. Think about it. Instead of needing a bank branch and a stack of paperwork, you only need a smartphone and an internet connection to set up a digital wallet. That's it. You're in. Instead of gatekeepers deciding who gets access, decentralized finance, or DeFi, platforms offer services like savings, borrowing, and lending to anyone on equal terms. It's permissionless. We're even seeing this applied in the most challenging environments on Earth. The UN's World Food Programme, for example, is using blockchain to deliver aid directly to refugees. We'll explore that incredible story in more detail shortly. Let's look at one of the most powerful use cases: remittances. Millions of people work abroad to send money home to support their families. Traditionally, this is a slow and expensive process. It can take 3 to 5 days, and fees can eat up 7%, 8%, even 10% of the money. Now, look at the crypto alternative. A company in the Philippines called BC Remit is a perfect example. They work with Filipino migrant workers. Before, their customers faced fees of around 7%. By using stablecoins on a blockchain, they cut the total cost to just over 1%. And the settlement time? It went from days to seconds. This means more money arrives in the pockets of the families who need it, almost instantly. We see similar trends in Nigeria, where P2P crypto adoption is surging because it's cheaper and faster than the old way. But technology isn't a silver bullet. In El Salvador, the dream of saving $400 million in remittance fees hasn't materialized. Crypto remittances there actually plunged by nearly 45% recently. Why? Because the government support faded, the infrastructure wasn't trusted, and people reverted to what they knew. This is a crucial lesson. For adoption to stick, you need more than just good tech. You need trust, education, and a reliable user experience. This isn't just about speed and fees. It's about dignity. When you control your own assets in a personal digital wallet, you are your own bank. No one can freeze your account or deny you access to your own money. As Badi Sudhakaran, a leader in this space, said, "When people can't preserve their wealth, they lose agency over their lives." In countries with high inflation or political instability, the ability to hold a stable digital asset can be the difference between security and destitution. It gives people control, and with that control comes a profound sense of agency and dignity. Now, I know the technology can sound intimidating, so let's break it down with a simple analogy. Imagine a super secure shared digital notebook. Every page in this notebook is a block that contains a list of transactions. Once a page is full, it's sealed with a unique, unbreakable cryptographic link. That's the chain. This link connects it to the previous page. And here's the most important part. Everyone in the network has an identical copy of this notebook. If someone tries to secretly change a past entry, their copy won't match everyone else's. The change would be instantly obvious and rejected. This is why we can trust the record on a blockchain. It's transparent, permanent, and validated by the entire community, not a single authority. That leads us to the core concept of decentralization. Think about a traditional classroom with one teacher at the front. The teacher holds all the authority. That's a centralized system. Now imagine a classroom without a teacher, where the students collaborate, verify each other's work, and collectively agree on the rules. That's a decentralized system. Power isn't held by a central bank, a government, or a single company. It's distributed among all the users of the network. This makes the system incredibly resilient. You can't shut it down by attacking a central point, and it makes it fair, because the rules apply equally to everyone. So, if there's no central authority, how do things get done? The answer is smart contracts. The best analogy for a smart contract is a digital vending machine. Define conditions. You walk up and see the rules. If you insert $2, then you will get a soda. The terms are programmed right into the machine. Fulfill conditions. You meet the terms by inserting your money. Execute. Automatically, the machine automatically executes the outcome. It gives you the soda. A smart contract works the same way on the blockchain. It's a piece of code that says, if this happens, then do that. For example, if the freelance designer delivers the logo, then automatically release the payment from escrow. There's no need for a third-party lawyer or bank to oversee the deal. The contract executes itself automatically and transparently when the conditions are met. It's trust, automated. Let's see how this technology comes together in the real world. Humanitarian aid is an area ripe for disruption due to issues with overhead, fraud, and delivery delays. The UN World Food Programme's Building Blocks project is perhaps the best example of blockchain's power here. In Ukraine, they used it to coordinate aid across 65 different organizations. By tracking distributions on a shared immutable ledger, they prevented over 855,000 cases of duplicate assistance. This saved over $200 million. And that money wasn't lost to overhead. It was redirected to help more people in need. In Bangladesh, they serve 870,000 Rohingya refugees every month with blockchain-based e-vouchers. In Jordan, they've used it to channel aid to Syrian refugees since 2017, saving millions in transaction fees. This is what it looks like when technology delivers transparency, efficiency, and ultimately, more help to the people who need it most. Beyond aid, crypto and Web3 are creating entirely new economic opportunities, especially for entrepreneurs in developing nations. Organizations like Mercy Corps Ventures, through their Crypto for Good fund, are investing in this future. They've funded over 15 pilot projects. For example, in Colombia, a project called Quipu is using DeFi to provide loans to small and medium-sized businesses that are locked out of the traditional banking system. In Kenya, they ran a pilot that gave informal street vendors access to buy now, pay later financing using stablecoins. For 75% of those vendors, it was the first time they had ever accessed credit. 78% reported that it helped them expand their business. This is about leveling the playing field. It's about giving an entrepreneur in Nairobi or Bogota the same access to capital and global markets as someone in New York or London. Finally, let's talk about one of the most fundamental human rights, the right to an identity. There are over 1.1 billion people who lack a legally recognized ID. Without it, you are invisible. You can't open a bank account, get healthcare, go to school, or even vote. This is where self-sovereign identity, or SSI, comes in. Think of it as a digital passport that you own and control, not a government or a company. The ID 2020 Alliance is a leader in this space. They supported a pilot for refugees in Thailand, using blockchain and biometrics to give them a secure, portable digital ID. This unlocked access to better healthcare services. We also see stateless communities taking the lead themselves. The Rohingya project, led by Rohingya people, is building a blockchain-based identity system to preserve their records and build a new digital economy. This isn't just about data. It's about restoring a person's existence and giving them a foundation upon which to rebuild their life. So as we've seen, this is about so much more than technology. As the slide says, this is more than a technological revolution. It's a human one. The goal is to build a future where our financial systems are designed for people first, where technology is applied with purpose to solve real-world inequities. This isn't about replacing the old system overnight. It's about building a more inclusive, collaborative, and human-centric alternative alongside it. A future where everyone, regardless of their circumstances, has the tools to participate and thrive. The stories we've heard today, from the Filipino worker sending money home, to the refugee in a camp receiving aid, to the entrepreneur in Kenya growing her business, all point to four powerful themes. Inclusion. Providing financial access to the 1.4 billion unbanked and breaking down traditional barriers. Dignity. Giving individuals full control over their assets, protecting them from instability and censorship. Control. Enabling self-custody and self-sovereign identity, restoring agency to individuals. Opportunity. Creating new economic pathways for entrepreneurs and communities previously excluded from global markets. That is the true promise of this technology. Thank you.